So for a foam mattress bed or a bed that could be used with an air system, this is going to be a great option. Now, when it comes to some of the best beds that are going to provide the highest levels of patient care, and this is getting into stuff with ALS, MS, quadriplegic, you're getting into beds now that have a lot more functionality when it comes to the mattress. Now, the Hill Rom Progressa bed made by Hill Rom is the newer version of the Hill Rom TotalCare Sport. The TotalCare Sport bed and the Progressa basically have the same features. You look, if you don't know the beds very well, they almost look exactly the same. The primary difference is that the Hill Rom Progressa bed is the newer version. They started making these 215, 216, so the sport beds will be a little bit older. But the primary difference between these two bed models is that the sport bed is a bed that runs on hydraulics, and the Progressa, when they re-engineered the bed, they made it 100% electric. Now, as far as functions and features go, both these beds are going to turn the person. The technical term in a hospital would be lateral rotation. The actual term that we would use for common sense would just be patient turning, because it's easier to understand what that's actually doing. And one half of the mattress inflates, the other half deflates, and as it does that, it slowly turns the person. Now, with this bed, both these beds, you can say, I want it 20 degree, 30 degree, 50 degree, 80 degree. You can choose the degree of turn. You can time it. But the one thing that both these beds do that no other beds do really, and the one back here, I've got it all the way down. It still needs to drop a little bit, but these go fully into a chair. So this foot piece comes off. This part of the bed would go straight down to the floor, and the person could literally get in and out of the bed as if it was a chair. Now, the Advanta 2 does have a chair position, but you're still going to get in and out off the side of the bed. It's not going to bring the foot of the bed down where you're getting in and out of it. The other thing that these two beds have that no other beds have is basically a feature called percussion vibration, which on a technical term would be called pulmonary. So they have a pulmonary function. And basically what that'll do is that will basically help break congestion out of the lungs. It'll help break up fluid. It'll help break up lungs. It basically replicates what a physical therapist would do when you're using the bed. So, and this bed brand new, $82,000. This one here, when it came out with all the modules in it, about $55,000. We sell them refurbished. They're not going to be anywhere close to that. But to give you an idea of the quality of these beds and, you know, when a hospital, you're going into a place and you're getting into these beds, you're getting into the highest quality beds possible out there. So basically, the Progressa is the P7500 right here. This is the Hill Rom P1900. And then this is basically what we call an 1840 bed, which is the same as the Hill Rom P1900. Instead of 36-inch width, it's a 40-inch width, so it's a little bit wider. Now, one of the other beds that Hill Rom made, and this is probably one of their best beds ever, this came with both foam and air. You can see this is the Hill Rom P3200 Versacare bed. So the Versacare bed, there was only one mattress made, which is the Versacare P500 surface, that had low air loss. These beds basically provide a basic air mattress system. So if you don't need all the turning, you don't need the percussion, you don't need all that, this particular bed has an air system that's built in. Now, this bed sits a little bit lower to the ground. It is extremely durable and very reliable. Hill Rom was really on top of their game, because what they did is they set up the Versacare so you could equip it with a foam mattress or you could equip it with an air mattress. And in a hospital setting, we would call that standardizing. So basically, a hospital could buy 200 of these beds. They could put 30 with air, 170 with foam. Anybody working in the hospital knew how to operate the bed because it was the same bed. You know, the only difference is that some had air, which those would be considered technically ICU beds. So the Hill Rom Versacare is definitely one of my favorite beds. I really do like it. It's very durable. It's very reliable. And it, like I said, if you just needed basic air, you could say, you know what, let's just go with that. We don't need to spend and get into all this with these other beds. They're a little bit much, but like I said, every person's different, every need is different, and, you know, I deal every day with people with ALS, MS, quadriplegic, paraplegic, stroke, heart attack. So, you know the person, you know the situation. There's some cases, some of that's relevant, some cases it's not. Now, there's two beds primarily that were made, two manufacturers that were made. there was Stryker and Hill Rom. So the other manufacturer which makes beds is Stryker, and I love Stryker beds. I really do. Now, Stryker beds, for the most part, are not going to be equipped with an air mattress system. Stryker made a bed called an InTouch. We don't carry those beds because really, if they're not going into a hospital and there's not Stryker staff there to take care of those beds, they're somewhat problematic, and I just don't like messing with them, quite frankly. So there's certain beds that you will not see in here, not because they're not made and not because they're not available, because for me personally, I know what beds I want. I know what beds are going to be problematic, but the InTouch was a really good bed, and it did have percussion, but Stryker doesn't do home care. It's hard to get parts. There's some other issues that go with that. But if it was going into a hospital and the hospital said, hey, you know what, we've got 30 of these, we need 10 more, then yeah, we would probably be able to set those up. But generally speaking, you're not going to see those. But it doesn't matter, because the Stryker Secure 2, which is an older version, full electric bed, super durable, super reliable, and a very good price point. These beds are tanks. They don't break down. And the one thing about Stryker, they're made in the United States. It's a solid metal bed pan, right? So you have a solid metal bed pan right there. And I usually have my insurance bed that's sitting around here, but it's all spring. You know, you sit down on the bed, it's all spring. Now, the Secure 2 is the older version. The Secure 3 is the newer version. This is our top selling bed. This is my favorite bed. This bed really is durable, reliable. And, you know, like I said, depending on what the needs are, if you just need a full electric bed that has a foam mattress, this is the best bed you can get, in my opinion. Really easy to use. Now, 30 degrees, basically, they put cardiac related patients at a 30-degree angle because for their heart, they need to have it above the legs. You can put it in there, lock it out. The bed can go up and down. You can lock that out. Trendelenburg, gout, swelling of the feet. Let's say the person slid to the end of the bed and you want to bring them back up. You can use that Trendelenburg. This right here would also be used for cardiac related issues normally. Power up and down, just super easy. Oh, I want to go into a chair. Boom, just hit that, put into chair. 3-stage bed exit alarm, probably won't need that, but in some cases you do need a scale. Now, this bed is really nice. I love these beds. And what I've done, you saw at the beginning of the video, we had the Hill Rom Advanta 2, and the way that footboard was set up is that the footboard basically had the bed pump hanging on it. Now, because the Secure 3 has all the controls in the bottom, what they did is they put a bracket on here, so you can hang the pump of the bed off this bracket, which makes it really easy. And then you can still get access. So if you say, hey, you know what, we want to put a different mattress system on the bed, you can go ahead and do that and convert a foam mattress bed into an air mattress bed, which in the technical term of that, we would call that a replacement air system. Last but not least, there's another company that makes beds, Linet. Linet makes them out of Czech Republic. They're engineered out of Germany. Really good beds. We don't get as many of these because their market share in the marketplace isn't quite as high, but they're also good beds. They're going to come in at a lower price point, and we usually do stock these as well. So when it comes to hospital beds for 2024, these are going to be your best options. Now, you can see here the Hill Rom Progressa bed. We have a lot of these in stock. They're actually not very easy to get. But when we're doing the videos and we're here in the showroom, the reason that I like to, just showcase the beds is that when you're getting the beds from us, we sell beds by the thousands. We've got technicians that go through the beds. We actually have inventory, you know what I mean? Like we carry and sell, and we're in Richmond, Virginia. We're in San Diego, California. We've got locations that we're going to be opening up down in Florida here very soon. But although there's a lot of bed options, and as I kind of went at earlier, these are going to be the best hospital beds that you can find, the best bed models for 2024. Now, if you say this is too much, I need a long-term care bed, we sell beds from MedMiser. We sell beds from Invacare. MedMiser for me is hospital grade stuff. Hill Rom was made a lot of these beds made out of Indiana. A lot of the people that work on these other companies like MedMiser are former Hill Rom people. They put together beds that are more suited for home. They can still do some of the functions, but they're going to be less. They're going to be more of a wooden head and footboard. They're going to have more features that are going to be suitable for home use, but still have the electrical function. So those are beds that we'll put in here. We've got more stuff coming in here into the showroom, and we're setting up a whole section for some of those long-term care beds. But if you're looking in the used refurbished hospital bed market, once again, these are going to be your best options. The Hill Rom Advanta 2 is a newer version of a CareAsist bed. The CareAsist bed was made just before this. The beds look exactly the same. The only difference really is this feature, that little blue thing, what we call a core grip that's on the rail. They redesigned the rails. They did some small things, basically the same thing. The Hill Rom Progressa, the Sport, the Versacares, Versacare with foam, Versacare with air, Stryker Secure 2s, Stryker Secure 3s, and equip those also with foam or air. And then, of course, you've got the Linet beds. So if you're looking for used refurbished hospital beds, hopefully this gives you a little overview of some of the best hospital beds you can get right now in 2024. We can ship these, deliver these. A lot of these go overseas. A lot of these stay in, home care, long-term care, post-acute care. But we're one of the few companies that refurbishes these beds and offers them to the general public. Hill Rom and Stryker do not have a home care division, so they will not sell these beds directly into homes, but we do. So for more information, give us a call, Richmond, Virginia, 540-327-7376 or 804-495-0770, and San Diego, California, 858-263-4894. And you can get more information off the website, which is www.hospitalbeds.com. You can also go to hospitalbedshop.com. And don't hesitate to give us a call, because we talk to people every day. It's always nice to, hear what's going on, what you think you might need. Sometimes there's an elevator involved. Sometimes you got to get a bed up to a second floor. There's options for that might be better than some. And, we deal with it, and we talk to people on a day-to-day basis. So we're always happy to consult with you. So give us a call for more information. Hospital Direct Medical, USA MedBed, selling hospital beds. Our video today, best hospital bed models for 2024. Thanks for watching our video, and we'll see you on the next one.